If this video has found you somehow, know that there is something here for you. Stop trying to control everything. Just stop. And you're probably like, yeah, if it was that simple and easy, then I would just stop. I would have stopped already. But let me just share a few things with you that you need to remember. And we all need these reminders from time to time. So don't feel like you've messed up somehow, or just stop beating yourself up. Stop being so hard on yourself. You're a human being. You're forever learning. You're forever growing. And we all need help sometimes, and we all need these reminders sometimes, okay? So let me just preface by saying that. When we're trying to control every little thing that's happening in our life, we are not allowing life's intelligence to move through us. We're not allowing ourselves to be receptive and receive all of the blessings and invitations and opportunities and lessons that life is trying to reach us with. Because we have these walls up and we're completely closed off. We're going into over planning mode. We're trying to control every little thing, right? Because that makes us feel safe in here, not in here, in the body and in the gut and in the heart. That just feels like tension, and it just feels like a serious lack of trust in life, and also a lack of trust in yourself, that you're going to know everything you need to know when you need to know it. But to life, it's like you've got these walls up. But in your mind, you're like, okay, I'm planning every little thing, and I know everything that's going to happen, and and that equals safety. Well, guess what? It doesn't. It doesn't equal safety. Now, let me also say that it's not wrong when you do that, and it's not bad, and you're not hurting yourself, hopefully. I don't know your specific circumstances, but I'm gonna guess that when you are planning everything to a T and trying to control things, that there's an innocence in that, right? And that there's an innocence in your heart. There's like a childlike version of yourself that has learned that behavior, oftentimes unconsciously, as a form of protection. And so in its most fundamental essence, it's very innocent that that's happening. And also, as you grow in maturity and in consciousness and awareness, we start to notice how these coping mechanisms, these behavior patterns that we adopted during times of our life when we didn't know that we had a choice, or we did what we had to do to protect ourselves or to get ourselves through a very difficult time, there oftentimes comes a point in our life where we realize that those behaviors aren't serving us anymore. And they're actually holding us back and making us feel stuck in places and headspaces in our life that we know we're ready to grow out of. But it's like we don't know how. We don't know how to just sit back and surrender and let life take the wheel, and just trust that everything's going to work out. Especially if you've gone through a series of events that have been particularly stressful or traumatic, or you've been thrown into survival mode, right? I mean, the aftermath of going through that for a few weeks or a few years, sometimes longer, is detrimental on the body. The body stores everything. Hashtag issues live in your tissues. I mean, our body is a storehouse for everything that we've ever experienced in our life, whether we actually processed that in the moment, which, let's be real, most of us only recently started learning how to do this, right? Like most of us, I'm gonna take a wild guess here and say most of us were not taught this at children, how to like self-regulate and how, healthy coping mechanisms and whatnot. So, there's a lot of life experiences that we've gone through that are stored in our body, and our body is remembering all of that. And in these moments where it seems like, to someone else, maybe everything seems fine and they just want to tell you to go with the flow and let go and surrender. But in your mind, consciously, that may make sense. Like, oh, I'm trying to let go. I'm trying to let go of control. But in your body's like, no, we can't do that. It's not safe. It's not safe to let go of control. It's not safe to surrender. It's not safe to just go with the flow. I can't trust in life. I can't trust in myself because this happened, that happened. Remember when that happened, and then that happened, and then that was awful, and I don't want to go through that again. So I'm going to do all these other things, right, that stop that from happening. My love, I get it. Believe me. Believe me, I get it. I know why you do that. I do that. And with all of these videos that I share, like, I'm giving you this pep talk just as much as I'm giving myself this pep talk and these reminders. Because if you don't give life the opportunity to show you how much it really has got you, and how much it really has got your back, and trust in your own ability to know what you need to know when you need to know it. If you never leave space for that, then you'll never know for sure that it's a possibility for you. And so I want this to be an invitation for you to try that. You know, next time you catch yourself going into over planning mode or over control mode, trying to like anticipate every little thing that's going to happen so that you can feel safe, I want you to notice that. I want you to notice that you're doing that and bring your awareness to it, because, right, noticing and awareness are the first step in shifting anything ever. So that's step one. Just notice that you're doing it. And then probably you're going to have some thoughts and stories that are telling you about, oh, I need to stop doing that. Oh, this is wrong. Or, oh, like, then the mind's going to start getting involved, right? As it likes to do. When that happens, I want you to notice your thoughts and choose to not identify with them. I want you to say to yourself out loud, take yourself over to the mirror if you have to. Look into your eyes and say, I see you. I see what's happening in here. I'm not going to choose that. Not this time. And you're going to be met with probably a lot of resistance. There's going to be a lot of uncomfortable feelings that come up, no doubt. Okay? But you can do this. You can do this. Give yourself the chance, give life the chance to show you that you can do this. Give yourself and give life the chance to show you that it's got your back. I promise you, if you just let go a little bit, there's just a little bit more, that's just that much more space for life to flow in and be like, let me show you. Let me show you what I have for you here. You're going to really like this. I promise you. I promise you. Things are always turning out in ways that we couldn't have planned. Think about that. I want you to really think about that for a minute. You know, we have, it's beautiful to have goals and dreams and visions of like what we want our life to look like. And there's something to that. But when we're so hyper fixated and attached to the way that we want things to look or the way that we think things are supposed to look, we're actually limiting the possibilities for ourselves. Because life works in much more magical and mysterious ways than this beautiful brain could ever come up with, right? So it's like, have your eye on the prize, have a direction, yes, like, and then this is a whole other conversation about like wounded masculine and wounded feminine energies, right? This is a whole other conversation for another time, but just allowing, like even in this moment right now, I feel like presence is required. My mind in this moment, I wanted to control what was happening next. And I felt myself start to dissociate mentally a little bit. That happens to me sometimes when I get too much in here. And I like completely lose my connection with my heart. And I actually have to hit the pause button when I'm alone, when I'm doing one of these, when I'm with other people in a work meeting. And I just am like, you know what? I'm sorry, I need to tune into my heart for a minute. I close down my eyes. Place my hand over my heart, take a deep breath in. And not just a big breath into my lungs, I'm breathing into my belly and then up into my lungs, right? That's really a really important piece there. And just dropping out of the mind back into the heart, back into that knowing, back into that trust, like, okay, you know what? I've got this. I've got this. I always know everything I need to know when I need to know it. Life has got my back. And I'm going to give life a chance to show me just how much it has my back. And I'm going to prove to myself that I believe in myself enough to know that I'll get it together. Everything always works out exactly the way that it's meant to, in ways that, again, like I said, like we can't even fathom most of the time. Just like how magical and mysterious it could all play out to your benefit, and actually for all parties involved benefit as well. You know, that's and if you think back on all the experiences of your life, you'll see that very rarely did things turn out the way that you planned for them to, wanted them to, right? But they worked out one way or another. And hopefully, you know, if you're here watching this video, I'm just going to make that assumption that you do look at your life that way. Because you wouldn't have made it 11 minutes and 30 seconds into this video if that wasn't your worldview. Because then we wouldn't be like vibrating on the same frequency. So anyway, okay, I'm going to leave it at that. My love, I'll just share this one final piece. What inspired me to record this video is first and foremost that I've just been dying to share with you all again, my life experience, my life's learnings in a way that can support and empower you in your own life. And so there's that piece, but also this morning and just lately in general, I'm noticing like a very prominent theme in my life lately is just the control issues and trying to control every little thing as a form of safety. And I, somewhere along the line, I had lost that sense of trust in myself and in the flow of life. And so I was like hyper vigilant about like planning everything. And this morning I was looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, you know what? This hurts. This hurts me to be this, to feel like I need to be in control this much. Like this is stressing me out. This is hurting my body. It's definitely creating a lot of mental suffering. Like let me let go a little bit here today in these work meetings and see what happens. You know, let me give life a chance. Let me give myself a chance again to, yeah, just show me that it's all going to work out. Like I don't have to plan everything. I just need to be present and be connected with my heart and connected with the moment. And I'll always know everything I need to know when I need to know it. And sure enough, like always, it turned out better than I could have ever planned for. And even more beautiful because of that deep trust and because of that deep sense of presence. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you. And I also, this is also an opportunity for me to share with you that after you do give life and give yourself the chance to just show you that you can trust in yourself and you can trust in life to have your back, to acknowledge it somehow, right? I'm acknowledging it in this video, sharing this with you and like paying it forward. I've acknowledged it a few times in front of the mirror as well. Like, remember this moment, Rachel, like more of this, please, like more trust, more flow, more receptivity, because that's where the real magic happens. Okay. Well, I love you so much. And you know what? I am going to say it. You are going to be seeing me around here more often. I'm letting go of my perfectionist tendencies because that's one of the reasons why I haven't been here very often. I mean, I've also been very busy and maybe I'll share more about that in future videos, but yeah, it's just time to get over the perfectionism and let go of control with that too. So I love you. I hope you got something from this video. If you did, please introduce yourself and share a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to connect. And yeah, I'm just sending you so, so much love. Let go, let the magic flow. There's so much waiting to pour into your life that it's just beyond anything you could ever even hope for. I promise you that. Okay, I love you.